Hey Starriezz, I've already mentioned, but I'm doing it again. I'll be narrating the story with my voice, so those of you who don't like to listen to it can mute the audio. Hope you all enjoy my story and please leave a comment about your opinions on it. And also, one more thing, Starriezz. For those who want to listen to the narration in my voice, please note that there is no much intonation in my voice. I mean, like, I've just blandly narrated without any ups and downs in my tone and without any expressions. I don't know if you all are gonna like it. Do let me know about it in the comment section. I can't stop myself falling for that unknown man. I'm going insane. I'm crazy. You abruptly stand while huffing with pout lips and walk towards the restroom, slamming the door hard. You're on your way to the hospital as you have an emergency case to attend. You're a doctor, you live independently, you do not have a specialization yet, so you're doing an internship and job which is part-time, mainly attending the outpatient status of special or emergency cases. YN, you're here, follow me, there is a special case coming. Your senior colleague, Dr. Kim, tells to you and rushes to the ward. Special? You ask in a curious tone and follow him. Yes, they have some inside businesses and deals with this hospital's head, and the patient is very dangerous too. He says, looking at you as you nod your head. So don't be friendly, talkative and giggly like you always do with other patients. His eyes darken, warning you in a strict tone. A patient has so much background. Who is he, by the way, doctor? You ask dubiously while getting all the medical equipment set. Jungkook, a dangerous mafia, but is loved by the locals because he stands for the helpful and innocent ones. Okay, hurry, they're coming. Flipping the stethoscope on his neck, hurriedly he walks out. By then, many of the hospital assistants rush inside with the stretcher, followed by big, tall, bodyguard-like looking men. Walking closer, your sight lowers to the patient on the stretcher. You freeze at the spot, your eyes widen slightly and mind goes blank. Dr. YN. With big teeth, he calls out your name angrily while walking inside the ward. You come back to senses, but your hands tremble while starting to treat him. Quickly yet gently, doctor. Speaking in a low and mat tone, he joins in helping, cleaning and treating the wound standing beside you. Your eyes quiver seeing him, the patient bleeding near his lower side stomach due to a knife stab and also his leg injured a bit and his face having cut knife marks. Taking a deep breath, you do your work finely as usual while Dr. Kim walks away to follow other procedures of the patient. While treating a cut mark on his left cheek, his eyes flutter to open. Coming back to senses, he squeezes his eyes tightly due to immense pain all over his body. Observing his little movements, you stare at his face while his eyes meet yours after he looks around and finally at you. You couldn't stop your heart's abnormal behavior as your mind takes you back to 2 days ago. Shall I leave my car here and get a taxi? A hand on your hip, you look around. Your eyes land on a group of boys walking towards you. Scoffing and huffing in a frustrated way, you walk forward. A guy from the group blocks your way standing in front of you. You roll your eyes, hands crossed across the chest. Merely a college student, I guess. What are you achieving by doing this? Get out of my way. Your fearless tone fills the quiet night, yet a filthy giggle comes out of the guy's mouth and other guy also joins him to stand in front of you. You look too soft and hot for this daring tone, so brave, huh? He comes closer, gazing at you from top to bottom with a dirty smirk on his face. I have no energy to deal with you, otherwise you all would have been beaten black and blue. Really? Try me. He walks closer and catches your wrist. With full force and rage, you lift your left hand with fisted palms directed towards his face, but a sudden and dark voice stops you. What's going on? Pulling your hand away harshly from the guy's grip, you turn your head to the side to see a man, Jungkook, a mafia, walking towards you all. The group of boys look at him too. You couldn't see his face clearly until he walked and stood beside you. Who are you? Why do you care? Leave us alone. Saying that, he immediately wraps his arm around your waist, standing closer to you. How dare you? Don't touch me. Giving a hard punch on the one's face, you stand behind the man's back, glaring at the group of boys. Jungkook smirks. Before he could say anything, he's my boyfriend. Wanna get smacked by him? Saying in a raged tone, your grip tightens on Jungkook's arm. Didn't you hear to what she said? Move out of the place. Listening to Jungkook's husky, dark yet and honeyed tone, your trust on him increases without any reason. You feel more relaxed. Do we look like fools? A random guy became your boyfriend? Then what are we to you? Coming behind you, he tries to catch your hand. Jungkook's quick reflex catches hold his hand. You move away from them while Jungkook walks closer to the guy. As Jungkook's grip tightens on his hand, the guy shows fear on his face and tries to move back, but Jungkook twists his hand backwards and pushes him away with a mad and dark face. The guy groans in pain, stumbling back but still comes forward. You notice a similar tall, handsome man, Taehyung, a mafia, approaching towards you. With his appearance and aura, you could sense that he was more intense and dark compared to Jungkook. He opens his long coat, indicating to take his gun out. Hyung, stop. No, we don't want that. They're just rebellious and mischievous teens who out to be taught some unforgettable lesson the hard way. Let me handle them my way. Saying that while signaling his hand as no to Taehyung, Jungkook catches hold of the guy's collar. Let me go. Who are you to teach me a lesson? My mom? He tries to show away Jungkook's hand but fails. Stop creating scene here, mister. Who you are? Just move out from here. This woman here is mine. We don't believe your story. Being restless and your mind filled with frustration, fear and anxiety, you look around with an uneasy face. Pushing your hair behind the ears, you look back at Taehyung, who is just standing there so manly but giving you scary vibes. In a blink within, you turn around to the front. Jungkook pulls you in front of him, catching your wrist and suddenly connects his lips to yours while his hands move from your hand to your hips. You go berserk. You feel frozen for even your mind to process what's happening. The mixed emotions of fear, nervousness, anxiety and these new butterflies happening inside your tummy makes you weak because of your abnormal heartbeat. Don't you all still believe it? Taehyung walks closer and glares at the group of boys. Taehyung's intense glare makes them step back, looking at the situation too. Never come back. Don't you all dare be seen in this area nor in these kind of situations again. Get lost. Taehyung raises his voice, moving closer to them as if about to whack them. They all just flee away, while you are standing still with eyes closed, getting kissed by Jungkook. You couldn't not deny the fact that his touch, his kiss was so intense yet gentle. You were lost in his paradise. Kissing so deeply while having lost his mind, he pulls you even more closer, making you feel weak and intense pleasure by his touch. Just before you went out of breath, he pulls out, looking into your eyes with a smirk, while you stand there blank with blushed cheeks looking back at him. Without saying anything, he starts walking away towards his car where Taehyung is. A soft and low mumbled words leave your mouth. Hey, wait, who are you? You yell, following behind him, walking with fast steps. He turns around with his sharp yet soft eyes, making you halt your steps as he again walks towards you. Standing beside you, And catching a taxi for you himself, he remains utter silent for your non-stop questions filled with curiosity. After getting a taxi, he pushes you in and walks away. Memories flooding in both of your minds, you're lost in each other's eyes. Coming back to his senses, he sits up and moves out of the bed while plucking away the needle of the intravenous strips from his hand. Jungkook groans as he walks forward and weakly stumbles, falling on you due to his wounded leg. You need to rest. It's too early to be moving. You suddenly catch hold of him, gripping on his waist. Setting himself up and straight, he stands tall in front of you and starts limping with a scrunched face in pain and hisses due to his injuries. "Excuse me, will you never listen to me?" Turning around swiftly towards him, you catch his arm, stopping him. He looks back at you with an intense, intimidating eyes, even in that pain all over his body. "You need to recover first," you insist, looking into his eyes while your hand still holding his arm. "Let the patient go," Dr. Kim utters in a high and strict tone, opening his eyes wide at you. You do as he says, and Jungkook and his fellow men walk away, but Jungkook, before stepping out, gives you one intimidating gaze, also which is in a way of giving you a long look. "I can't believe I have lost my mind for him. I want to see him. I need to find him." With all your research, you find out that the mafia's place is nearby to the place where Jungkook kissed you, but you don't get the right address. After some time of your wait, you see a group of men get down from the car. You also see Taehyung. Feeling hopeful and excited, you run towards them. One of them suddenly points their gun at you in the act of defense, but still you stand fearless, looking at Taehyung's face. Taehyung gives you a death glare, raising his one eyebrow. You give an awkward smile. You know me. That night, that incident, Jungkook kissed me. You want those boys, remember?" You ask while giggling nervously. Taehyung bends his head down, scratching his forehead with an annoyed expression, ignoring you, and he starts walking away. "Hey, wait," you hold his arm. "I'm Dr. Wyan, Jungkook's doctor. He needs to be treated." You blabber a lie before his next and expected reaction. "Why should I trust you? I was the one who treated him in my hospital 2 days ago. You can ask him if you want to." Making a confused and mad face, he looks at you while thinking before replying to you. "Cook visited hospital," Tae murmurs, turning back towards his fellow bodyguards. "So please believe me and take me to him," you say in a calm tone, making puppy eyes. "The moment I know you're lying or our enemy, you'll be dead meat," he warns, glaring at you as he points his gun towards your forehead, invoking some fear in you. You gulp and nod your eyes, looking at the gun above on your forehead. Jungkook isn't in his big mansion yet, so Taehyung asks you to wait until he returns back. So you're walking around gazing at everything in amaze when the bodyguards follow behind you to keep you in check. His eyes fall on you, and his steps halt gradually. He walks towards you while his eyes fixed on you and yours on him. He sighs and flips over his gun on the table in front of him, taking out from his back pocket before he sits opposite to you. "You visited hospital and also appointed a doctor for yourself without any of my notice?" Taehyung comes from behind and sits beside Jungkook. You take a deep breath, pursing your lips, looking into Jungkook's eyes while your mind is only screaming in fear. Yes, Young, I didn't have time to talk to you. By the way, how did my doctor find her way here? Jungkook asks without taking his cold gaze off of you. She's so daring and stubborn, lucky she didn't get shot by my impulsive reflexes. Tae explains everything as JK nods. By the way, did that enemy of yours cause this to you? How are you now, Cook? You should have had called me. Tae asks to Jungkook in a worried tone, rubbing his hands on his thigh. You had other deals to take care of, Young. I managed and finished off their matter, so don't worry, I'm fine now. All thanks to my doctor, I guess. Jungkook says as his gaze shifts to you. You look back at him without any expression, biting your lower lips. You feel surprised and amazed to see them smiling and laughing, which makes them look like a complete different person. Hyung, can I have my time with my doctor? Jungkook stands up and your quick reflex makes you stand as well, looking at him. He walks towards you. You gulp, tucking your hair behind the ears and move a step back. In few seconds, everyone leave the place, leaving you and Jungkook alone. You start feeling nervous and your heart starts racing as Jungkook is continuously staring at you. Treat me, doctor, Jungkook says with a smirk, sitting on the couch. You nod, taking a deep breath. Can I have a look at the wound? You ask, pointing to his stomach, and sit beside him. His smirk widens as his tongue reaches to the side of his mouth while looking into your eyes. You look away immediately, causing him to chuckle. Getting all the medical equipment set, you start treating his wound. I clearly know that you've fallen for me, doctor, but I don't even know your name. His soft and curious tone makes your heart beat like crazy. Biting your lower lips tightly, you don't reply nor look at him while your head bent down, doing the treatment. I have finished treating, I will leave. You couldn't help with your stuttering, it was due to your heart and breathing abnormal speed. Why are you trying to hide and pretend after you've come so far? Are you scared of me? He stands up after you and catches your wrist. I'm not scared of you, Jungkook. If so, then I wouldn't have come here. I don't understand you. Do you also think the same about me? You're hiding, not me. Your daring tone makes him chuckle, admiring at your face. This savage attitude of yours is from the day I saw you. His husky and romantic tone increases the fluttering inside of you. Don't you really know what I think about you? Holding your chin gently yet dominatingly, he brings his face closer to yours. I don't know, I want you to tell it. Your eyes couldn't help but fall on his soft, plump and tempting lips. Jungkook connects his lips to yours while both his hands hold your face. Tilting his head slightly, he starts kissing you. You start making movements too and feel and enjoy his every touch as you start kissing him back. But he suddenly pulls away and moves back with a teasing and naughty smirk plastered on his face. He then giggles, showing his adorable bunny teeth looking at your disappointed face. Don't tease, stop playing with me. I want to know my doctor's name. Find out by yourself, Mr. John. For all my viewers who watched, thank you so much. I'm really grateful and love you all a lot. Don't forget to keep smiling, be happy and healthy. Take care, Starriieezz. Bye bye. I'll try to upload the next video ASAP.